Welcome back everyone to the Complete Pineleaf. I am back here with Aomer at Writer's Stand, where Aomer is making a final stand for the Riders of Rohan as things get more and more desperate.
I believe the rain falls upon our last stand.
We're surrounded, Pineleaf, and I believe the rain falls upon our last stand. As I rallied my men about me on the crest of this hillock, an arrow flew upon the height and felled Dunhere. Check his wounds and tell me if he will live, though I fear that won't be the worst for him. Well, let us see. You examine him closely, but the result is grim. Dunhere is dead.
That arrow was meant for me. Farewell, Dunhere.
I treasure your friendship, Dunhere, in death even as I did in life. Give my best to my uncle and my sister when you join them beyond, and tell them I will see them soon. Death calls for us, Pineleaf. There were Gondorian soldiers fighting alongside us to the north. Find them and render your aid. Alright, so find some Gondorian soldiers north of Aomer. That will be this way. And while the quest is not requiring us to kill any orcs or anything like that, they do seem to be in the way. It looks like that troll is busy though, fortunately. I will take that as a good sign, but let's see. Find Gondorian soldiers. And where are these? Forlong kneels by the body of Hirleon, slain by the enemy. Ooh.
There was nothing I could do.
One moment, Hirleon was valiantly standing against the great beast of a troll, and the next moment, he was dead. My mouth is dry and ashy, but an endless parade of wine bottles will not refresh me. This battle began as a joyous reminder of my youth, but it is that no longer. Nay, it is the bitter taste of old Calimbel that fills my heart now. Hirleon, no longer fair. My friend, I will not say farewell. I will keep your memory fresh in my mind for as long as I live, whether that be for my remaining years or until the rain stops. Pineleaf, the enemy presses us on all sides. Scout the approach to the hill, for Hirleon was if not for me. I will not have them do some injury to his corpse. So I need to scout several approaches to the hill. Well, I suppose I can do that. I'll probably have to kill several enemy soldiers as I do this. Hi there! I guess asking them for information about what's on the hill is going to be a bit dubious. Now, well, are these the approaches to the... That's the problem. I have no idea where the approaches are. We shall approach them. The forces of Mordor are fill the plain, and smoke burns in the horizon. Well, I suppose that's the case. Looks like the next approaches are... From here you can see the enemy horde reaches far as the Ramus. Well, we'll have to do something about that. One thing, we could lower their numbers a little bit. And now for the third. See how far I can get before some orc waylays me. Somewhere around here we will find another approach of the enemy. You know where there's an approach of the enemy? That's all I say. We want you to look at one specific location. What that location is, we're not going to... Oh, this is it. The armies of Mordor fill the field all the way to the river. Oh, fun. Oh. Hello, you see something?
I have seen something that fills my heart with dread.
Oh, I see some sails. Pineleaf. I have seen something that fills my heart with dread. I would not have thought the day could have grown any worse. Yet, now, I see what a fool to believe it. What? What's the problem now? Well, let's see. Well, I see the Aragorn ships are finally arriving, right?
Look for yourself.
My eyes cannot believe what they are, see, and yet they must. Another player has entered the field of battle, and he has thrown in his side with Mordor. Look for yourself, Pineleaf, and see that of which I speak. All right, I shall look. What do I see? Black sails fly on a river of dread.
Black sails on the river. The corsairs of Umbar approach.
Yes, as you look at Eomer and see the despair in his eyes, you almost tell him of the ships are not sailed by corsairs, for the corsairs are slain, their leader Balahor will scourge no more. But, when then doubt gnaws at your mind, Aragorn intended to bring the ships north to Minas Tirith, but what if some evil befell him on the river? What if some design of Sauron's lay in wait, ready to ensnare the Grey Company and his allies? You hold your tongue, and seek to master your own mounting doubt and fear. Well, we can only hope that that doubt doesn't last too long, and while it does, we might as well kill an orc or three. And then maybe, just maybe, we will be able to survive this. Oh gosh, whatever yourself. Are you done? Alright, that's 2 down. Oh, hold on. Somebody decided to volunteer to be pine-pointed to death? Poke, poke. Oh, they're queuing for me. Wow. Really? Never thought it'd be so popular. There you go. Now, any more that we need to defeat? Well, apparently so. It's not just 4, it's 8. We need to kill more, and more, and then more. I killed a dozen of them. Now let's see how the ships are doing. How are the ships doing? Pineleaf! At last our fortunes change! I would not have believed it had I not seen it with my own eyes. Ah, I hope that means that Aragorn is on that ship. Ah, good. Aragorn's arrived.
The banner of the White Tree!
The ships that come now on the river are for Gondor! Friends unlooked for have come to our aid! We must break through the lines of the enemy while they are distracted by the ships. Jump onto the horse just to the northeast and ride to the ruin of Peldruven to meet these new arrivals. or take the keys of Harlan to ease in their disembarking. If you have a small fellowship, now is the time which to do the challenge, the keys of Harlan. Yeah, like I have a fellowship with me, right? It appears that Aragorn and the Great Company have dealt with some of the local orcs.
We meet once again, my friend.
We meet again, Pineleaf, and in battle. We were born on the wind, and I held the unfurling of my standard for the very last moment. I knew the sight of the black sails must cause despair to rise in the hearts of the city's defenders, but I hoped to catch the enemy off guard in the confusion that followed the banner's unfurling, and so it was. The white tree is for Gondor, and it was surrounded by 7 stars and with a crown above, and they are for Elendil. That sigil has not been seen in the forces of Mordor for a great many years, and seeing it again must fill them with fear and confusion. Boy, did you create some trouble here. What do you say about that, Halbrand?
Some of the orcs lie in wait, feigning death.
We disembarked at Harlan and came to the ruins of the farm to establish a foothold in the Pelennor. The battle had already swept through the area and left many bodies behind, and now it proceeds on to the outskirts of the ruins. The battle tide has had a regrettable effect, Pineleaf, for not all the bodies that litter the farm are truly dead. Some of the orcs lie in wait, feigning death, and spring up to surprise the unwary. We've already suffered some injuries from these play-acting corpses. Examine some of the bodies and ensure that they're truly dead. It will not do to suffer any more losses from these treacherous ambushers. Alright, let me see. So, which ones look like likely candidates for examination? Ah, here's one right now. A slain orc. Or is it? Yep, this orc is truly slain. Oh well, that's good news, I suppose. Ah, here's... Now, I don't know why I'm skipping all these others, but now let's check this one. The orc snarls a challenge and leaps to his feet. Well, I suppose that he wasn't quite slain. Alright, so I have a 50-50 rate on guessing which ones are likely not to be properly slain. The orc has died of his wounds, as it seems. I already killed that one. Alright. Battle in the Pelennor Fields until the... Oh, no, that's it. Examine orcs, so I was still examining orcs all about the place. Any more that need to be slain? Oh. Did I miss one right at the beginning? I guess that's likely. Ah, here we go. The orc snarls to a challenge and leaps to his feet. I guess the others must be just so obviously dead that I don't bother checking them. There you go. Ah. What? Hey, there are 2 of them there? Okay. If you say so. Oh, okay. So the slain orc just respawns right away. Well, that's going to be a heaping lot of help. I think I've found all the ones that need checking. Now let's check with Radonir again.
I was wounded not long after we arrived. Cowardly corpse.
Some cursed orc was pretending to be dead, and he leapt up and gave me a good slice with his serrated blade. I repaid him in kind, But I will live and he will not. There he lies, and pretends no more. Dark-hearted villains, cowardly corpse. Well, notice there is a commotion down in this. Oops, down in this direction. What's the commotion? Cornir is shouting at a frightened Gondorian man, and Halbrand seeks to restrain him.
Easy, Cornir. Let the man have some room.
Pineleaf, I could use your help in learning what has transpired here. Cornir is beside himself with anger, and I fear what he might do if we cannot calm him down, and quickly. Alright, what's going on here? Well, Cornir?
This man spews lies, poisonous slander.
We have come to the aid of this city, and he repays us with poisonous and treacherous slander. I would have his head for the things he has said. He is lucky that Halbrand stays my hand, or I would put an end to this vile whisperings. Whoa, what has he said? Well, what's the problem?
We soon found ourselves fighting back to back with these rangers.
I came through the gates onto the Pelennor to fight alongside with my brothers and the rest of the city guard, and slew more than my share of orcs and the evil men that fight here. Great deeds were done, and I dare say we could have had a victory even without the arrival of this man and his ranger kin. But the press of battle moved us hither and thither, and my contingent of soldiers soon found itself back to back with these rangers. We fought against the orcs for some minutes and shared our names as soldiers do. The bond that is formed in battle between men on the same side is a strong one, and blood spilled in battle unites men like nothing else. That is when I learned that I and my brothers were fighting alongside with a ranger named Goladir. Goladir! I knew the name well, for had it not been in the conversation of every man in the garrison, hated Goladir, ranger of the north and friend of Gothmog, commander of the enemy forces. Yes, it was the very same. Believe me, Goladir is not a friend of Gothmog. Well, what do you say?
One of them was Goladir, that hated ranger who allied with the enemy.
Well, I made it no secret what I thought of him. I told him that he fought on the wrong side, and that he would find his orc friends elsewhere in the field. I told him that he should do us all a favor and cast himself out with his own sword, and so repent of the dark bond that he shares with Gothmog. I'll tell him the same were he here right now and regret nothing. When men such as he join hands with evil ones such as Gothmog, they deserve nothing but the curses of good-hearted soldiers, and that is what I had from him. I don't know where he's gone. He has likely gone to his friend Gothmog, and do some harm to the city or its defenders. I don't doubt it at all. And if this ranger thinks otherwise, he is a fool. What's this all about, Cornir?
Lies! All of them! Lies!
Listen to those slanderous lies, and tell me that this man should not pay for such vile utterances. Cornir, it looks like that Gothmog is another name for Mordorith of Ogmar, and he does have some sort of bond with it. It's just that these people misunderstand what that bond is. All of the fight and bluster departs from Cornir then, and he sinks to his knees. And he sinks to his knees. Goladir has arrived. and he knows that there is some sort of link between him and Gothmog. What will he do about it? Perhaps we'll find that out in the next episode of Complete Pineleaf.